Karlson the Flying Hero. Once upon a time, in a busy little town filled with tiny apartments, there lived a mischievous, chubby little man named Karlson. Now, Karlson wasn't just any ordinary man, he had a little propeller on his back and could fly around wherever he pleased. He loved nothing more than causing a bit of harmless chaos, and his favorite target was a young boy named Benny, who lived in a building nearby. One sunny day, Karlson zipped over to Benny's window, his little propeller whirring loudly as he landed with a clunk on Benny's windowsill. Benny was busy playing with his toys when he heard the thud and looked up. "Oh no, not again," groaned Benny. "What do you want this time, Karlson?" Karlson grinned, his eyes twinkling with mischief. "I thought you'd be excited to see your dear friend Karlson, the world's best at everything, don't you know?" Benny sighed. He knew that when Karlson said everything, it could mean anything from eating the most cookies to causing the biggest mess. Before he could protest, Karlson was already rummaging through his things. "Benny, what's all this boring stuff?" Karlson said, holding up a math book and pretending to be horrified. "That's my math homework, Karlson," Benny replied. "And don't even think about messing it up. I've got to turn it in tomorrow." Karlson laughed. "Homework, schoolwork. Let's do something fun." Without waiting for an answer, Karlson grabbed a nearby blanket and wrapped it around himself like a cape. He struck a heroic pose and declared, "Today, we are superheroes." Benny raised an eyebrow. "Superheroes?" "Yes. And not just any superheroes," Karlson said, puffing out his chest. "You are Captain Pencil." He picked up a pencil and handed it to Benny. "And I am Captain Propeller, the Flying Hero." Karlson twirled around the room, knocking over a few books and leaving a trail of cookie crumbs as he zoomed here and there. Benny couldn't help but laugh a little as he picked up his pencil like a sword. "What's our mission, Captain Propeller?" Benny asked, playing along. Karlson scratched his chin dramatically. "Our mission is to find the legendary golden cookie hidden somewhere in this apartment." With a gasp, Benny exclaimed, "The golden cookie!" "But Karlson, that's just a story." "Not anymore," Karlson replied, rubbing his hands together with excitement. "It's hidden in this very room by the evil Dr. Crumble. We must search high and low." And so, the adventure began. Karlson flew all around the room, checking under pillows, in drawers, and even inside Benny's backpack, scattering its contents across the floor. Meanwhile, Benny crawled under his bed, searching for the imaginary golden cookie. After a while, Karlson spotted something shiny behind Benny's toy box. With great flair, he reached for it, pulling out an old cookie tin. He opened it and gasped dramatically. "Behold! The golden cookie," he exclaimed, holding up a crumbly, very stale, and definitely not golden cookie. Benny wrinkled his nose. "Karlson, that's not golden. That's old." "Nonsense!" Karlson declared, biting into the stale cookie with a loud crunch. He instantly regretted it, scrunching up his face. Maybe it needs, more chocolate." Benny couldn't help but laugh at Karlson's expression. "You're so weird, Karlson." Karlson grinned, his mouth still full of the stale cookie. "That's why you love me." Just then, Benny's mom called from the kitchen. "Benny, it's snack time." Karlson's eyes lit up. "Snack time? Why didn't you say so?" Benny rolled his eyes as Karlson zoomed past him, heading straight for the kitchen. But his propeller was spinning so fast that he accidentally knocked over a vase, sending water and flowers flying across the room. Karlson barely noticed as he skidded to a stop in front of the kitchen counter, his mouth already watering at the sight of fresh cookies. Benny's mom looked at Karlson, raising an eyebrow. "Hello, Karlson," she said, not surprised to see him. "Here for cookies, I assume?" Karlson gave her his best puppy dog eyes. "Just a small one? For the best flying hero in the world?" She sighed, handing him a cookie. "Just one, Karlson." Karlson took the cookie with a grin. "Thank you, kind lady." And with that, he stuffed it into his mouth, crumbs scattering everywhere. As Karlson munched happily, Benny joined him, grabbing his own cookie and sitting down at the table. "You know, Karlson, you're kind of a disaster," Benny said, shaking his head with a smile. Karlson just laughed. "Disaster, schmasaster. Life is too short to be boring." And with that, he zoomed back to the window, spinning his propeller and ready for his next adventure. As he flew off into the sky, Benny watched him go, wondering just what kind of trouble Karlson would get into next. One thing was for sure, with Karlson around, life was never boring.